What's up everyone, this is Khurram from My Gadgets World, and today we are at the Iqballaz Customs where we have Zarak here and his nice Mustang here, which I really love because it makes that sound that I cannot hear from my Tesla. But Zarak, great job on the wrap because you guys have been seeing this and giving me the compliments. So this is the man right here. He's the creator, he's the artist who made this wrap happen. So if you're looking for the wrap, you know where they can come, you can say that.
Look no further. We're located in Houston, in the heart of Houston. It's 5819 Richmond Avenue. We're formerly known as Drip Car Wash, so you can come by here, get a wash, get some coffee, and then get your car tinted or wrapped by us truly.
Perfect. And today, with his help, because it is a big box, let me show you guys. So we are installing the Iqballaz running board, and this box is pretty long, and see how it comes out. And I really like that logo there. He is inspired by Marlboro, so that's why the logo looks like that. So maybe some people will be familiar with that design. But here we have this, we're gonna unbox it, and it will go here. If you wanna know about, the easiest install, so do this. This truck is actually so lower to the ground right now because it's in the entry mode. And also if it's on the sports mode, it's gonna be lowered. So what you wanna do is get it in the off-road, because when you get in the off-road, you will have access to all the stuff that is there underneath. So all those bolts and screws that you need, you will have a good clearance of about 17 inches if you go in the off-road mode. So let's do that on the screen and get this truck lifted. The best thing to do is you get into the off-road mode, then you go into the launch off-road app. It is within Cybertruck menu. So you go here and then you see here, it can actually even further can be raised. Right now it's at 12.4 inches ground clearance. You can go very high. Actually, we're gonna get in the extract mode. That is gonna give us the maximum height and we can work underneath the truck. So let's just do that. Okay, so now the car is in the extract mode and it is lifted up to 15.9 inches. I thought for some reason it was 17 inches, but 15.9, almost 16 inches of clearance. And now if you want to keep this position here, you want to make sure, actually it's still going up. It's at 16 inches, it says. So let's see what it's gonna settle with, because it's been total 3 minutes. It takes time to get into the extract mode. It's not just instant. So you can go high in the off-road and then very high and then extract. So we got in the extract mode. And now if you want to keep it here, you want to make sure that you go into the climate control settings right here and you get into the camp mode, so the truck won't shut down when you get out, because you're going to be working on your truck, so you don't want it to be lowered automatically and get into the entry height, because that's going to be dangerous because you're working underneath your truck. So get in the camp mode and all you have to do is just go outside. Oh wow, this is really high. So as you can see now, as compared to the very high versus, actually no, we were in high mode before in off-road, and now it's in the extract mode. So it is lifted so much that you have so much clearance. I can literally shoot everything underneath. So this is how it looks like after you unbox everything, and this is how it's going to look like when you see it. This one is for right side and one is for left side. And it comes with all these accessories that you're gonna need to mount. So these are the 4 mounting brackets for one side and the 4 mounting brackets for the other side. So there's gonna be total 8 brackets that you will need for left and right side. And as you can see, this is flipped over so you can see what is going to be underneath. And then all the mounting brackets plus bolts and screws are included in the set. And I'm gonna let Zarak explain how it works on the Cybertruck, because we're gonna be needing to take out some of the boards from underneath the truck. And then we're gonna be adding the spacers that are right here. So over to Zarak.
Hey guys, we're back over here on the mechanical side of things. So you're gonna go underneath your car after it's raised up. You're replacing with what Iqballaz provides your factory bolts, which are 13 millimeters, that run from here all the way down to the end. You're gonna replace them. It's a 13 millimeter. You're gonna get this out, and then Iqballaz provides you a longer bolt which is going to be right in here in this bag. Everything that you need for installation comes with this kit. So it's going to be a long 13 millimeter bolt. You're going to use a spacer to fit it in because it's longer. That's going to mount up on all of these brackets. So
Okay.
the other thing that, you know, if you're doing this for the first time, you're not going to know how to set these up. So it's going to be labeled R1, 2, 3, and 4, and then L1, 2, 3, and 4. So
Make sure don't mix it up. You keep the right on the right side. That's how we did it. And you keep the left on the left side. And yes, continue.
So you're going to start with one on the rear of your truck.
Okay.
So if you're doing the left side as we are, you're going to first remove that original bolt, and then there's a spotted slot right here. It's already drilled out. You don't have to do any drilling. So you're going to remove this bolt, and then you see this already pre-drilled empty hole.
Yeah.
That's going to go a 10 millimeter, which will mount up with this. So just to kind of give you a reference of what it'll look like, you're going to put it up here and it lines up in place, right? So these are going to be your supports, your mounting brackets.
So first we're going to be installing these brackets, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll be removing these. We'll be removing the factory bolts, which is just 4 of them.
And that's where we're going to use the spacer because the
Yeah.
bolt is longer when you're installing the running board. right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's going to be much longer because it needs to fit through the bracket itself, and then the spacer is just going to make it a flush fit so it doesn't dangle.
So now we're going to be doing step 1, right? So let's just make it easy and show them how it works. Okay, so this is the step 1, and Zarak is installing the L1, and L1 is going to go on the back wheel. You can't do it at the front, so make sure that L1 goes to the back on the left side. And he's going to use a 13 mm tool to take out the bolt, so I'll let him cover that.
So the kit will provide you a 10 millimeter wrench and a 13 millimeter wrench. The 10 millimeter wrench is to remove the factory bolts, okay? The 13 millimeter wrench is going to be used to install your new hardware on the mounting bracket that will go in the back right here. As you can see, there's a pre-drilled hole right here, right next to the original bolt that you're going to be removing. And the reason you have to do L1 and L2 and L3 in a specific order is because each bracket has a distinct shape and mounting location. So one will mount right up here perfectly. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the 10 millimeter bolt that's up here. If you don't have tools, use the tools provided. If you do have tools, I'm going to use my cartridge wrench. So just going to mount it up here and then remove it. Now that it's removed, you can see the size difference, right? This is your factory bolt. This is the replacement hardware that EV-Base provides you with. So with this bolt, you're going to plug this spacer in. Make sure that you have your washer on. Everything that you need is in the kit. So your washers, your spacers, everything is provided in the kit itself. You're going to plug this through here once the mounting bracket is installed as well. So it's going to be kind of hard to, you know, run your hands back and forth. This needs to go in, then this will go in, and then you put your bolt in. So we'll go ahead and put this on and then show you guys the finished result. One thing I always recommend is to, sorry if I'm upside down, but always hand thread each bolt. You don't want to, you know, rush it and then you've messed up a thread or the threading on the screw itself. So I'm just going to hand thread these on just so you can get an idea and so that they're securely in place. Not fully securely, but as you can see, you have an idea of how this bracket will place.
And that's how we're going to do all 4.
Yep. And it's
Perfect.
really easy to follow how this will mount because as it's a Cybertruck, everything is very square and straight. So if you guys see in the back, right, there's this little notch. So the rear end of this bracket will line up to the notch so that you have, you know, for fitment reasons, you want it to line up perfectly, like proportionately. The front of the bracket will line up to the edge of this rubber cover right here, this guard, or the side skirt, sorry. You're just gonna line it up here, make sure it's lined up in the rear, and then bolt it up tight, and that's it. And then you just repeat these steps all the way down to the 4th A little pro tip is just get all of your bolts and your brackets ready so that you don't have to run back and forth. It just makes it easier. Make sure all your washers are on there. This is, I'll just take these off so you guys get an idea. There's a tiny lock ring that's going to go at the very end. You're going to put this O-ring washer on there. This is specifically for the 10mm long bolt. Drop that on, put the lock ring, and then that's it. And then it's going to go in the front. So each and every single one of these has an order. It has its own lock ring and it has its own O-ring. You're going to put this on. This is the 13mm short bolt, O-ring, lock ring. That's how you're going to do it in that order. And then now,
so the big one goes in the front and the small one goes in the back?
Yes.
I want to show you this point of view that how easy it is to install those brackets when your truck is in the maximum height possible, and this truck is in the extract mode, and there is 16-inch clearance, and that is making it so easy for Zaraq to have the access to the bolts. And how is it going, Zaraq? What do you think about the installation when the truck is on this height? Is it easier access? What do you think? Do we need jack for it or no?
This is extremely straightforward. Like I normally, on any other car, if it doesn't raise up, you'll have to jack it up.
Yeah.
And use jacks.
Because I'm wondering, like a lot of people who are gonna buy these running boards, they're not gonna have jack available, and you need 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
For the truck to be lifted safely. But this extract mode comes pretty handy, and it makes the installation so easy. So now all the mounting brackets are in place. So there are 4 brackets, and now we're gonna put the running board on it, and then you're gonna use these bracket mounting screws to get it in place. Okay, so let's do that. And you will need 2 people for that.
Definitely will make it easier to have a second hand. So we're just gonna test fit it just so you have an idea of how it will look. And then once we have an idea of what it'll look like, where we wanna place things, we'll finalize its positioning with our bolts and our brackets. And just to show you guys real quick, all of these brackets is gonna come in a little baggie. So I've just put them in my order already, just so it's easier for me.
And there are 4 of those plates, right?
Yes, there's 4 for each side. Just as there was 4 sets of
The brackets
for the brackets. So you're gonna be putting in the big O-ring, then your lock ring, then this is just gonna be the nut at the very end.
Okay.
And it's gonna plug right in, then you just tighten it upside down to fit it through. So just take those washers off, fit it through here, and you just need to line it up to the holes that are already drilled out on the initial bracket that you install. Make sure that you have enough. Okay, so now that it's in place, I'm just gonna put my O-ring, my lock ring, and then this. This is, I believe, a 10mm. We're gonna work them in. Put one finger on top of the bolt up there, just to keep it in place. And then the other finger you're just gonna use to hand thread it on first.
Okay, so now all the mounting plates are in place, and you just have to slide it in to have that flush look. Like that. So you have that flush look going all the way to the back. So the trick is, the way I matched it, from the front door beginning right here, and then everything will be in place. So the same process you have to follow for the other side. And that's all we have from this video. Make sure to go in the link to check this product out. EVBase is running the Black Friday sale, so you can score it for 23% off. Make sure to use the code MyGadgets to get that 23% off. Otherwise, you're gonna get 18 or 20% off. Let me know what you guys think about this video, and you're gonna be installing running board or not, because without running board, the truck is not a truck. And that's what this guy said. And thank you so much, man, for your work. And if you guys are in Houston, you want the wrap job done, you want anything related to Cybertruck or any other car, hit up the Iqballaz right there. I'm gonna put the details in the description, so make sure to go and check them out. Their work is just fantastic.